Today, we are diving into one of the most legendary and, let's be honest, explosive relationships in all of cinema. We're talking about the director Ingmar Bergman and the actress Liv Ullmann. And we're going to explore their story not through gossip or biographies, but through their own intensely personal words to each other. So let's just jump right in. And we're actually going to start at the end. This is from a letter Liv Ullmann wrote to Ingmar Bergman right after she left him. I mean, wow. You can't get much clearer than that, can you? It is just this powerful, definitive, final statement. It's such a brutal end to what was, for a time, this all-consuming passion. So the big question is, how did they get here? How did it all come to this? Well, to understand the end, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, Chapter 1, A Whirlwind Summer. Their entire story ignites while they're filming the classic movie Persona on this remote, windswept Swedish island called Faroe. And it wasn't a slow burn. Oh no, it was immediate. It was intense, and it was about to change both of their lives forever. This is Bergman trying to describe the moment Liv came into his world. He calls her a whirlwind, something that just swept in and made him lose all sense of reality. You can feel the sheer force of it in his words, right? It's like a complete surrender. And here's Liv's side of it. She felt it just as intensely. Just think about this for a second. She felt like the first woman in the history of humanity to love and be loved in this way. For both of them, this wasn't just another romance. It was a singular, world-altering event. But, as we already know, that feeling couldn't last. And that brings us to the breakdown, because the very same passion that pulled them together so powerfully, well, it soon became the source of this immense conflict, a conflict fueled by what Bergman himself called his inner demons. You know, this right here, this basically lays out the entire battleground of their relationship. On one side, you've got Bergman's demons, this obsessive need for order and punctuality, his terrible anger, his suffocating jealousy. And on the other side, you see Liv's desperate struggle against being consumed by all of that, her fight to just hold on to her own identity. And here, Bergman himself tells us where those demons came from. He traces it all back to his incredibly strict, punishing childhood. He even talks about his retrospective jealousy. Think about that for a minute. He was jealous of the life Liv had before she even met him. He calls it a poison, and it really did seep into everything. And that poison led to some truly shocking moments. Liv tells this story about being just half an hour late one day, and Bergman's rage was so terrifying that she had to lock herself in the bathroom to feel safe. So what does he do? He starts kicking the door until his foot goes right through it and his shoe flies off and lands in the toilet. It's almost absurdly funny in a dark way, but for Liv, this was the moment. This was the point where fear entered their relationship for good. So, where could they possibly go from there? Their love and their hate just got tangled up until you couldn't tell them apart anymore. They were just trapped in this toxic cycle. As Bergman himself put it, it was like being in a bad play, an unbearable, repetitive routine. At that point, separation, it was really the only way out. But leaving each other, well, that was its own special kind of hell. The separation left them both with this profound sense of loneliness and a longing that was just almost unbearable. Bergman, he's left all alone on Faroe, the very island where they fell in love, and he's completely lost. In his letters, he describes how the home he built for them has become his own personal hell. He says he feels her presence everywhere, and it's just agonizing. And Liv feels it just as deeply, but her perspective is so different. She admits she misses him, even for the wrong reasons. She cries every night and wants to go back. But look at that resolve at the end. But I will not. She understood, with this heartbreaking clarity, that staying away from him was a matter of survival. But here's the thing, their story doesn't actually end with the breakup. A connection this deep doesn't just vanish. Instead, it transformed. It evolved from this destructive romance into one of the most incredible creative partnerships in the history of film. Liv recalls this moment from their early days together when Bergman told her about a strange dream he had. He said, "You and I will be painfully together." And you know what? That's exactly what happened. It's like their bond was a kind of destiny. A painful one for sure, but one that connected them for the rest of their lives. And this quote right here, this just perfectly captures what their relationship ultimately became. Bergman calls her his Stradivarius, the most perfect, priceless instrument an artist could ever dream of having. It's the ultimate tribute from a director to his muse. It's him recognizing that she was absolutely essential to his genius. So what we've just walked through, it's a story of incredible passion, unimaginable pain, and this profound connection that went so far beyond romance. And what makes it so powerful is that all of this, every bit of it, comes directly from them, in their own words. So, where do all these incredibly intimate, private words come from? Well, they're from a brand new book, a collection of their actual letters presented like a play script. It's called Bergman and Liv, Love Letters, and it captures their entire journey, from that first magical summer all the way to their final goodbyes. Honestly, what we've shared today has just been a tiny glimpse into their epic story. If you want to experience the full, raw, unfiltered account of their love, their demons, and their incredible lifelong bond, you really have to read it for yourself. You can find the book on Amazon, and we've put the link right there in the description for you. It is a truly unforgettable read.